Ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, welcome to the 2011 Carols on Campus. Welcome to this glorious Bonython Hall and the University of Adelaide. We meet today on the land of the Kaurna people, the original custodians of the land upon which the university's 4 campuses are located: North Terrace, Waite, Roseworthy and Theberton. A special mention needs to go tonight to those watching this celebration online, in Adelaide and around the world, and also to those listening on the Goodman lawns outside. How's it going? Thank you very much to our music director Karl Crossin and members of the Elder Conservatorium Chorale and staff choristers, and also our organist tonight, Karl Geiger. We are continuing a new tradition for the festive season at the University of Adelaide, our state's sandstone university. We are reflecting traditions of universities around the world for celebrating Christmas, including King's College at Cambridge, but with a unique Adelaide feel, representing the diversity of our university community. I would like now to introduce our Vice-Chancellor and President, Professor James McWha, with the first reading.
"'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads, and Mamma in her kerchief and I in my cap had just settled our brains for a long winter's nap. When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from the bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and threw up the sash. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen, to the top of the porch, to the top of the wall, now dash away, dash away, dash away all. And then, in a twinkling, I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim, ere he drove out of sight, "Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night."
Joyful and A Bush Christmas by C.J. Dennis. The sun burns hotly through the gums as down the road old Rogan comes, the hatter from the lonely hut beside the track to Woolabut. He likes to spend his Christmas with us here. He says a man gets sort of strange living alone without a change, gets sort of settled in his way. And so he comes each Christmas Day to share a bite of tucker and a beer. The dinner's served, full bite and sup. Come on, says Mum, now all sit up. The meal takes on a festive air, and even Father eats his share and passes up his plate to have some more. He laughs and says, "It's Christmas time." "That's cooking, Mum, the stuffin's prime." But Rogan pauses once to praise, then eats as though he'd starved for days, and pitches turkey bones outside the door. The sun slants redly through the gums as quietly the evening comes, and Rogan gets his old grey mare that matches well his own grey hair and rides away into the setting sun. "Ah, well," says Dad, "I gotta say, I never spent a lazier day. We ought to get that top fence wired." "My," sighs poor Mum, "but I am tired, and all that washing up still to be done."
how lucky we are to have the Elder Conservatorium Chorale singing for us tonight, and I understand it is also supplemented by some staff choristers as well. We have 3 performances from the Elder Conservatorium Chorale tonight, but we also have a number of carols, and we really do encourage you to join your voices with the chorale for those carols, and there's no better way to do that than to stand up. I understand it's better for your diaphragm, is that right, Karl? Brings the voice out. So please, when we get to O Little Town of Bethlehem, I do ask that you stand and sing at the top of your lungs. We now have 2 very special Christmas readings from 2 very different parts of the world. A Child's Christmas in Wales and A Child's Christmas in Warrnambool.
One Christmas was so much like another in those years around the sea town corner, now and out of all sound except the distant speaking of the voices. I sometimes hear a moment before sleep that I can never remember whether it snowed for 6 days and 6 nights when I was 12, or whether it snowed for 12 days and 12 nights when I was 6. All the Christmases rolled down towards the two-tongued sea, like a cold and headlong moon, bundling down the sky that was on our street. And they stop at the rim of the ice-edged, fish-freezing waves, and I plunge my hands in the snow and bring out whatever I can find. And then, at tea, the recovered uncles would be jolly, and the ice cake loomed in the centre of the table like a marble grave. Auntie Hannah laced her tea with rum, because it was only once a year. Always on Christmas night there was music. An uncle played the fiddle, a cousin sang Cherry Ripe, and another uncle sang Drake's Drum. It was very warm in the little house. Auntie Hannah, who had got into the parsnip wine, sang a song about bleeding hearts and death, and then another in which she said her heart was like a bird's nest. And then everybody laughed again. And then I went to bed. Looking through my bedroom window out into the moonlight and the unending smoke-coloured snow, I could see the lights in the windows of all the other houses on our hill and hear the music rising from them up the long, steady, falling night. I turned the gas down. I got into bed. I said some words to the close and holy darkness, and then I went to sleep.
One Christmas was so like another in those years around the sea town corner now that I can never remember whether it was 106 degrees in 1953 or 103 degrees in 1956. All the Christmases roll into one down the wave-roaring, salt-squinting years of yesterboy. My hand goes into the fridge of imperishable memory, and out come salads and sunburn lotions, the brief exuberant hiss of beer being opened, and the laugh of wet-haired youths around a Zephyr 6, the smell of insect repellent and eucalyptus, and the distant, constant, slowly listless bang of the fly-wire door. And resting on a formica altar waiting for Ron, the biggest pav in the world. A magic pav, a cut-and-come-again pav for all the children in all the towns across the wide, brown, bee-humming, trout-fit, sheep-rich, two-horse country. And the aunts, always the aunts, in the kitchen on the black-and-white photographed beach of the past, playing out a rope to a shared childhood, caught in the undertow and drifting. And the uncles, wondering sometimes why they weren't each other, coming around the letterbox to an attacking field in the test match and being driven handsomely by some middle-order nephew, skipping down the vowel-flattening pitch and putting the ball into the tent flaps on the first bounce of puberty.
An excerpt from A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. The clock struck 9. "Hello," growled Scrooge in his accustomed voice, as near as he could feign it. "What do you mean by coming here at this time of day?" "I'm very sorry, sir. I am behind my time." Bob trembled and got a little nearer to the ruler. "A Merry Christmas, Bob," said Scrooge, with an earnestness that could not be mistaken, as he clapped him on the back. "A merrier Christmas, Bob, my good fellow, than I have given you for many a year. I'll raise your salary and endeavour to assist your struggling family, and we will discuss your affairs this afternoon over a Christmas bowl of smoking Bishop, Bob. Make up the fires and buy a second coal scuttle before you dot another I, Bob Cratchit." Scrooge was better than his word. He did it all, and infinitely more. And to Tiny Tim, who did not die, he was a second father. He became as good a friend, as a good master, and as good a man as the good old city knew, or any other good old city, town or borough, in the good old world. Some people laughed to see the alteration in him, but in his own heart he laughed, and that was quite enough for him. He had no further intercourse with spirits, but lived in that respect upon the total abstinence principle ever afterwards. And it was always said of him that he knew how to keep Christmas well, if any man alive possessed the knowledge. May that be truly said of us, and all of us, and so as Tiny Tim observed. God bless us, everyone. Thank you.
Voices in the Mist by Alfred Lord Tennyson. The time draws near the birth of Christ. The moon is hid. The night is still. The Christmas bells from hill to hill answer each other in the mist. 4 voices of 4 hamlets round, from far and near, on mead and moor, swell out and fail as if a door was shut between me and the sound. Each voice 4 changes on the wind that now dilate and now decrease. Peace and goodwill, goodwill and peace, peace and goodwill to all mankind.
Holy night, the stars are brightly shining. It is the night of the dear Saviour's birth. Long lay the world in sin and error pining, till he appeared and the soul felt its worth. A thrill of hope, the weary world rejoices, for yonder breaks a new and glorious morn. and his gospel is peace. Chains shall he break, for the slave is our brother, and in his name all oppression shall cease. Sweet hymns of joy in grateful chorus raise we, let all within us praise his holy name. Led by the light of faith serenely beaming, with glowing hearts by his cradle we stand. So led by light of a star sweetly gleaming, here came the wise men from the Orient land. The King of Kings lay thus in lowly manger, in all our trials born to be a friend. Christ is the Lord. Then will praise we his power and glory his power and glory proclaim.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is okay to clap, so thank you very much. We were wondering on stage whether we were allowed to, but thanks for that. And one of the nice things about a new tradition is starting a new tradition, like giving applause to such wonderful soloists as Victoria Coxhill, Sharon Turley and Brooke Window. Thank you very much. And also, ladies and gentlemen, the Elder Conservatorium Chorale. Please stand. Another great thing about New Traditions is uncovering different Christmas readings that really capture the spirit of the season. This next reading is particularly special to our university, a Christmas message from the great explorer, scientist and former staff member, Sir Douglas Mawson.
Christmas in Antarctica. A wireless message dated 30th of December 1931, received from esteemed explorer and former staff member, the late Sir Douglas Mawson, on board of the Discovery. The Discovery is now in an open pack on the 142nd meridian, about 50 miles north of the Antarctic coast. A howling blizzard with thick falling snow at present dominates our activities. In such a wind and amongst glaucus of heavy pressure ice, which compose the pack hereabouts, the greatest vigilance is required to preserve the ship from damage. Christmas was celebrated in time-honoured fashion. Radiograms, letters and parcels from friends focused our thoughts for a few hours on less austere climes, and the fellowship of others outside at the limited circle of our small community. An immense box of decorations and individual presents contributed by the wives of members of the Geographical Society of South Australia gaily illuminated the wardroom and forecastle. These were added fine contributions from Launceston Grammar School, also from many private individuals, and our best thanks overflowed to those who thus joined us on this festive occasion. Replying to a Christmas greetings wireless by the Acting Prime Minister, Mr. Fenton, Sir Douglas Mawson said, "In the face of our recent difficulties, due to the abnormal ice and weather conditions, your radiogram to members of the Benzara, that is British, Australian, New Zealand Antarctic Research Expedition, is more than ever appreciated and will be a spur to greater efforts. The hurricane is now abating and our future prospects are good."
Christmas Bells by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. I heard the bells on Christmas Day, their old familiar carols play, and wild and sweet the words repeat of peace on earth,
goodwill to men. And thought how, as the day had come, the belfries of all Christendom had rolled along the unbroken song of peace on earth, goodwill to men. Till, ringing, singing on its way, the world revolved from night to day. A voice, a chime, a chant sublime of peace on earth, goodwill to men. Then from each black, accursed mouth, the cannon thundered in the south, and with the sound the carols drowned of peace on earth, goodwill to men. And in despair I bowed my head. There is no peace on earth, I said, for hate is strong and mocks the song of peace on earth, goodwill to men. Then pealed the bells more loud and deep, God is not dead, nor doth he sleep. The wrong shall fail, the right prevail, with peace on earth, goodwill to men.
Thank you very much, Tanya. I'm sure your three little boys are looking forward to Christmas. How many sleeps is it now? 5? Some say it's only 4, because at least one of those nights is actually sleepless. Thank you to all our readers tonight, and thank you also to our performers. Thanks very much to our organist, Karl Geiger. And a special thank you to the Director of the Elder Conservatorium of Music, Associate Professor Karl Crossin. Thanks so much for your musical guidance tonight, and also for bringing together this very impressive 70-member chorale. Also a big thank you to Kate Husband, our Communications Director, without whom this whole function would not happen. So thank you very much, Kate. On behalf of the University of Adelaide, I wish you all a safe and happy Christmas. We hope to see you all again next year. Thank you very much for watching online. Thanks to those watching in the Goodman Lawns. Please stand and sing at the top of your lungs for Hark the Herald Angels Sing.